Oh! Classic! Oh. M.O.P in the house, kid. Black! Damn! This is one of my favorite Primo beats ever. Alright, let's talk about it. Keeping it real. Still, nigga. So today, listen, I'm gonna talk about my favorite Primo beats. I could only do 8 because I'm gonna tell you, Primo has at least 100 super classic beats. Not just like but like super classic, stupid classic. And I found that like once I got to 8 and I was trying to get to that 9th beat that I really loved from Primo, it then just ballooned into like another 50. And I literally wrote them all down. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop at 8 because at least I know the 8 that I have, those ones I know for sure, those will probably never really move, right? So let's start with that. Salute is one of them. That's one of my favorite Primo beats ever. This one. My world, man, Jesus. This is one of my favorite Primo beats ever. I think this is one of the best beats he ever did. I think he really put his foot in this fucking beat. I wish he would talk about this beat more because it's not a beat that, you know, people really talk about like that. And I'm sure the casuals will latch onto it eventually, but, you know, this is, to me, peak Primo. This beat's dumb. So, we've talked about M.O.P. Salute. My World. What else? Oof. Nas is Like, obviously. I don't need to even play that shit. You know that beat. That's one of the greatest Primo beats I've ever heard in my life. Mass Appeal, another one of the best beats I've ever heard from Primo. And again, when I was making this list, I tried to make sure that I didn't duplicate the artist, because obviously Primo This is one of my favorite Primo beats, period. I think this is the best song Fat Joe ever made. I think it's the song that gives Fat Joe credibility. Yeah, Shit Is Real remix, man. This is peak Primo to me. Another one of Primo's best beats, in my honest opinion. Let's see, what else do we gotta mention? I'm gonna try and play some of these, you know, without getting massive, you know, copyright strikes and all that shit, but, this is obviously, I talked about this just recently. Just give me the countdown. You know we're going in. Oh man. AC. This is. She's just yours for the taking, man. Like, this is just one of my favorite Primo beats ever. Really put his foot in this shit, man. Like, this is one of them songs that, like, I said this in the comment, I think, on the video itself. But when I hear the come up, the AZ come up, I gotta listen to it again. Like, it's like, as soon as the song is done, I'm like, replay. It's so fucking addictive, man. So that's another one. And then I think I've got 2 more for my 8 to mention. So one of them, this shouldn't surprise you. Biggie Smalls is the illest. This beat is stupid. I mean, you know, I remember, you know, long story a little bit, but I used to not really like Big like that. When I first heard Big, I wasn't really into him. You know, I didn't get it. Like, the champagne and all that shit, and when he was talking about it, just didn't move me, right? So, Primo is the one that got me into Biggie, actually. Because, again, I started listening to rap in '97. So Big had just died, pretty much. And, you know, I heard about him and I was like trying to listen to his stuff, and, you know, people were like, here, listen to Big Papa, listen to Hypnotize. And I was like, nah. So I got kicked in the door. Then I was like, oh, I get it. This guy's fucking nice. And then for some reason, I think Unbelievable didn't hit me again. I was in Saudi, but when I moved back to Canada, I heard Unbelievable, I think at a party or something like that. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is crazy. Unbelievable. So that's obviously, to me, one of Primo's best beats, period. The knock factor, everything about it, the scratches at the end, the whole shit. And then lastly, I wonder if this instrumental is actually on YouTube. I'll probably get a copyright strike or whatever. This is, to me, Number 8. Yo, okay. Limpbizkit got one of Primo's best beats. Let me tell you something about this fucking record. I heard this record when it came out. I had no idea who the fuck Limpbizkit was. I got it, I think, you know, people used to pass back, you know, CDs and mixtapes and whatever. It was a tape, I think it was on tape. Someone gave me the tape of whenever the song came out, it was on a mix of you know, a bunch of songs. And so I'm listening to it and I was like, who the fuck is this fucking up the song next to Redman? Oh, sorry, to Method Man. Because I knew it was a Method Man song. I was like, this Method Man song is fucking crazy. I don't care about the other guy like that. But like, this beat is insane. Who is the other guy? So my man was like, Limpbizkit. And I was like, who? They're the ones that made the song. Really? And then I looked it up and I was like, this rock band made this like banging ass crazy fucking beat. Because you gotta understand, when you heard this back in the day, this beat took you to another place, man. This shit was, it's just a gorgeous beat. So I was like, wow, this white rock group made this fucking crazy beat? Holy crap. Okay. And then for some reason, as the years passed, I had no idea that Primo even did this beat until like the mid 2000s. And then I remember somehow, I don't know if it came up in an interview or something like that, or if I looked at the liner credits finally and I was just like, oh, of course I like this fucking beat. It's a Primo beat. This was like in the mid 2000s is when I started to discover certain songs that I always loved. They were just Primo beats I hadn't really like, it wasn't familiar with, in a sense. For example, a great example is Protectors of 1472, Jermaine Dupri. I had that CD. That song was my favorite song on the entire CD. I had no idea Primo did that beat. I just assumed Jermaine Dupri did it. You know what I mean? And then I found out like years later, I was like, oh, Primo did this beat. Of course, because it's fucking Primo. He's a genius. You know what I mean? Anyway, so this is my, you know, final 8th. And then after this, man, the list gets real long, man. Real fucking long, you know? I mean, I'm looking at it here and it's like, you know, things I missed when I be on the mic. Barely, you know? Big Picture Intro, the original, The Evils, you know, 1,000,001 Questions, Sacrifice, Living Proof, Devil's Pie, Come Clean, like, Invincible, Golden Child, It's All Real, Get It Done, Kicking the Door, Closer to God. Closer to God is a good one. NY State of Mind Part 2, that's another really good one. So there's a whole bunch, man. Primo's got so many fucking classics, right? But those are the top 8, at least to start, alright? Peace.